Well, I don't have to tell you that Tennessee is such a beautiful state. From the Appalachian Mountains to the lush landscape, people travel from across the world to see it. And another draw, we are home to some of the top historic sites. They're beautiful.
It's really cool. Now, today we are joined by Barry Beasley. She's the president and CEO of the Heritage Foundation of Williamson County, and she's going to tell us about their Sites to Save program. Tell us all about it.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me here today. Heritage Foundation is a 56-year-old foundation. We say we're in the business of saving the places and the stories that matter. And one of the advocacy tools that we have is Sites to Save. So it's a really incredible process. People in the community will submit places that they're concerned about for demolition or neglect. And then we have a preservation committee who gets together preservationists from across Williamson County. They look at all of the submittals and then determine 8 to 10 that we advocate for our Sites to Save program, and then 8 to 10 that we watch. So it doesn't mean that we don't look out for everything, but these are ones particularly in a year that we look for.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
So
you have a few that you want to point
few,
out, a few of your favorites.
Absolutely. Well, and we could start with, if you want me to talk about the Masonic Hall.
Yes,
that would be great.
Okay, all right.
Oh, gorgeous.
Well, the Masonic Hall is absolutely incredible, and it really was sort of an epicenter for the social scene in Franklin up into the early 20th century. The Masonic Hall was built in 1823. It's not only on the National Register of Historic Places, but it's also a National Historic Landmark. It's the only freestanding National Historic Landmark in Williamson County. And so we're going to continue to advocate for its preservation. One notable thing that took place there in 1830, the Treaty of Franklin between the Chickasaw leaders and Andrew Jackson's presidential cabinet, was signed at the Masonic Hall. So it has so much rich history.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
Okay, I have
Number
to know
2.
about the McMahon house, the Daniel McMahon
Yes,
house.
absolutely. The Daniel McMahon house,
McMahon,
was built in 1800. And so if you think about in 1799, Franklin was formed. 1800, this house was built.
Wow.
It was a log cabin, and then there were additions in the 1830s and 40s. We will continue to advocate for making sure that it's saved.
Incredible. Okay, Natchez Street Historic District.
Yes.
We already know this is beautiful, but we've got to see the video.
Absolutely. Well, and so to tell you a little bit about that, here we go. That's 264 Natchez. This district was really formed after the Civil War by African Americans in our community, and it really has incredible places that were schools and churches and homes. And so we do see some gentrification happening today. And so our take on it as a historic preservation organization is that we're for anybody moving into any neighborhood, and we really advocate for anyone who wants to sell their historic property. But we promote the historic character, the historic nature, the architectural character of a community, and we just want to advocate to see that preserved.
Okay, we have the last spot, which you said is so cool, the Nolensville cemeteries.
Yes. Okay. Well, believe it or not, we have 800 cemeteries in Williamson County.
Wow.
We have particular concern right now about cemeteries in Nolensville because of encroachment, because of development, because of some neglect. There are a lot of cemeteries that are under watch right now that we're concerned about. So particularly in Nolensville this year.
Oh,
Wow.
I don't like that.
I know it. I know it.
Got to keep the history alive.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here. Such a plethora of good history and information.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Make sure to read more about the Sites to Save program and take a look at all their historic places. Visit williamsonheritage.org.